Hi guys, welcome back. Now before I begin, because yesterday when I posted the video, I didn't see the news yet, it came right after I posted, is that Xiaomi wins court ruling blocking US ban on smartphone maker. So a federal judge from Washington blocked the Defense Department from restricting US investment in the Chinese smartphone manufacturing Xiaomi Corp. So on Friday, which was yesterday, the judge had put a temporary halt to the ban and said that the move was arbitrary and capricious and deprived the company of its due process right, saying Xiaomi was likely to win a full reversal of the ban. So that is a great news for Xiaomi and also for our LKCO, because we know that Locam technology was in the same list as Xiaomi to be banned. And since the judge has called this move arbitrary and capricious, so it is kind of referring to the list that includes both companies. So this is why, guys, it's okay to be a little bit happy hearing this news for Xiaomi, because we do know it's also the same judge. Next week for Locam technology, we have been worrying about this issue for weeks, and we have finally seen some hope about this, something that we have been so careful to not keep our hope high for. So I guess right now we can raise the hope a little bit and look forward to the hearing for LKCO next week and then the result. And regarding to the price action next week, or specifically on Monday, we can already start to monitor Xiaomi's share price on Monday in the Hong Kong market within Asia time, so you can make better plan for your Monday action. Now let's get back to ZEPP. So today I will continue my video yesterday to talk more in depth about ZEPP Health, ticker symbol ZEPP. Now just to let you know, I did one video before about Chinese stocks, which was the video I did back in mid-January, in which I cover YSG and Huami. At that time, the ticker symbol was still HMI. I explained why I thought Huami was super undervalued in terms of the market cap versus the revenue and the category it's in, because it's a growth stock, a tech stock with the evaluation of a B2B business, which is business to business model, like for example a manufacturer, because it was purely considered a supplier of Xiaomi. So back then I already stressed many times the valuation doesn't make sense, and now I want to add more into where I see ZEPP going to with more in-depth analysis. Now if you haven't checked out that video, you should definitely check it out, because I had shared more insights about the trends going on in China that would help a lot of these Chinese stocks. Okay? Now this video, I want to add more of what I think about how ZEPP is going from here. What's their strategy? Why are the recent moves? And why I'm so bullish on ZEPP? And why I think ZEPP could be really a sleeping giant. Now, do I know it's gonna go up or down on Monday? Of course I don't. No one has a crystal ball. And in fact, other than the fun of it, it really doesn't matter that much for the price movement on one day, because we know the value for ZEPP is much more than 899 million for market cap. As of right now, I have built a very heavy position on ZEPP. I own 7,000 shares myself, so if the earning goes bad, I have set up order to buy it at 13 range again, because I do like the idea of the fact that people already have a low expectation, and the fact that it really doesn't have much room to drop, because right now as a growth stock, a tech stock, to have a PE ratio like a traditional industry already doesn't make sense. So at most, maybe it can drop to the PE of 8 to 10. That's the most it could be, which is 10 to 20% dropping. But I really doubt it, unless it's really horrible. But it really doesn't matter that much, because what I look forward the most is what is still yet to happen for ZEPP. because recently I have done a lot of research on ZEPP, and I believe in this company and the industry more and more. So we know ZEPP is a smart wearable brand. They are also the supplier for Xiaomi for years to supply the Xiaomi smartwatch. And that had played a big part of their income from before. But I believe in the future, it would be more a different direction for ZEPP. First of all, we know that they're developing their own brand called ZEPP, which they called before Amazfit. I know it looks very similar to Apple Watch, but the material is different and it's much cheaper. Now, while it looks fashionable, young, trendy, sporty, it is also very different positioning than Apple Watch. It could be much cheaper, as low as $30, which make it very accessible for everybody with different range of income. Their product range are from $30 to hundreds of dollars, while the company's strategy focus on keeping the same chips. And this just tells me their big strategy behind is not just the wearable device, but instead capturing health data for a lot of applications. I have talked about this before, how they can use this and work with insurance companies, telehealth companies, etc. But it's really much more than that, especially when we connect to the whole ecosystem that I mentioned before about what China economy is trying to develop in the recent 5 to 10 years. And smart health is one of the most important elements in between the ecosystem. So China aims to be the world center for artificial intelligence by the year of 2030. And among other categories, the AI technology used in the smart health system would be expected to explode. And in order to achieve this big strategy, I think health data would really play one of the most important roles for all the artificial intelligence related for health sector. Because right now, a lot of the countries share the same problem where there is too much lack of medical care, medical resource, and workforce. So the big plan for smart health system can solve this issue, and I do think ZEPP would play an important role for the smart health system in the future. Because of the affordable prices, it can reach massive population all at once to ensure the amount of data collected would be as accurate as possible. Also, the recent moves just proves us the vision and strategy for ZEPP. First of all, they changed their brand image, their name, their identity to be much more international and draw a clear distinction from Xiaomi, because it used to be under the shadow for Xiaomi for many years. Especially the name Huami sounds so much similar to Xiaomi to begin with. So this new branding, new brand image would speed up their international expansion much more. And second of all, we can see their acquisition recently, as well as partnerships. So we know that they announced the RMB 959 million minor acquisition for expansion of China's healthcare ecosystem. So they took near 30% stakes in China's Yitong high-tech. Yitong Technology is a company that develop some telecom devices. So some people may think they would develop more devices, expand their product line by this acquisition, or some media has described that Huami is trying to have an exposure in the A-share because Yitong Technology is listed in the A-share market. So this way it can increase the current valuation, as ZEPP had always been quite undervalued since the whole time it was public in the US stock exchange. So that might be one of the reasons. Also, it has a partnership with this company called Pi Health. So they have developed this Pi system where they would give a score according to the lifestyle of the person, and achieving a weekly Pi score of 100 or more would be associated with 4 to 5 years longer life. This is the system that's used also in ZEPP's smartwatch to help people guide through a healthy lifestyle, at the same time making health data more valuable, more standardized. And also, ZEPP had recently invested in this company called Promaxo with 4.17 million. Now, Promaxo is a company that does the medical imaging, robotic, and AI technology. So the investment and partnership with this company just confirm more on how ZEPP is planning to play a role in the whole smart health ecosystem that China as a country is trying to build within this 10 years in their big strategy. I really have some bullish thesis on ZEPP in terms of how they would position themselves for the future, in terms of what they can develop into. They can really make great use of the smart wearable device, the health technology, the big health data they have collected over the years into developing, expanding their product line and more devices, making use of the artificial intelligence. So they can expand into more of home care devices, robotic home care, more healthcare equipment, for example, improving people's sleeping quality because they have a lot of sleeping data accumulated already. This is just one example. And for even further expansion, they can also get into the business like Senseonics Holding, ticker symbol SENS. I think a lot of people might have known this already. They are the company that makes the first and only long-term implantable CGM. So they can implant this sensor, the chip inside a human body. And because the battery life lasts 6 months, so it makes it doable. It means people need to go to the clinic to change this every 6 months. This is great for monitoring the diabetes because then they don't need to do the mini blood test every day. Meanwhile, it's collecting constant data and much more scientific than people doing the test themselves at home. So I do think to expand further, this is something can totally get into with the resource they have currently. It might have been already their strategy right now, but we don't know yet. But judging from their current acquisition and partnership, we do see a lot related to diabetes as well, because this is what the smart health can improve a lot by regulating, monitoring people's health every day, every hour, every second to slowly improve people's lifestyle. And it would be also the perfect complementary for completing the platforms like Ali Health and NJD Health, for example. A lot of these tech giants are getting into the telehealth companies all at once. It just shows us how big this market will be, and I do believe a company like ZEPP would be completing all these telehealth platforms in the future. So yes, I do think there is big plan coming for ZEPP. I do think they have a great future ahead of them. They have not even begun their prime time yet. So in the video about LKCO, on February 23rd, I talked about how would the ecosystem be like in the future, trying to achieve in 5 to 10 years. Because there will be so many sensors in every corner, in all environments. And I gave an example to imagine some medical emergency such as a heart attack that might happen suddenly in the corner, and because of the wearable device or the implanted chips would call out first aid right away, and robot would be able to respond right away, and all the EV on the road would be put aside to make sure this person would be sent to the hospital at the first second. This is a big plan for a smart city that the government is trying to make as a long-term strategy. And I believe smart health is a very important part of the smart city. It basically means that all the data that a human would not be able to process so fast to make decisions based on receiving millions of sensors from all the vehicles, objects, people, etc. So that's why we need the computer to receive this data all at once and to respond immediately. And this speed of processing to make decisions would be extra helpful for medical condition, medical emergency. So yes, smart health would play an important role in the smart city, which is the big plan, big strategy that the government is trying to achieve in this 5 to 10 years, and not only in China, but outside China as well. Now you can check out that video if you are interested to know more about it. But overall, I do think companies like Huami, for their wearable device or implanted chips, would be playing a crucial role in our future life. And I don't think people had realized it because it has barely started, and we'll see our life changing to a more and more smart ecosystem within a few years. So I do think we will see a lot of future growth ahead of us. That's why right now I'm not too focused on the earning on Monday, because I believe there is a long way to grow for ZEPP, and there is a lot of room to develop in the whole smart health ecosystem, and it happens to align with the strategy of the country. So it would be the extra speeding up because all the policy would be in favor as long as the strategies align. So that's it for what I want to show you today. If you have enjoyed this video, please give me a big like and write me a great comment, and I will see you in my next video. That's it, guys. Hope you can find my videos helpful. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and give me a big like. Thank you.